In this video, we're going to learn how to solve two-step equations. A two-step equation is just an equation where we have to undo two numbers in order to isolate the variable. Here we have 2x minus 8 equals 34. We know our goal is to isolate x. We need x to be by itself on that side of the equation. I like to draw a line down the middle through the equal sign so I can see each side of the equation clearly. And our x is on the left side, so we need to undo the 2 and undo the 8. Now if you remember back to our last lesson, we said that we use the order of operations in reverse to figure out which number we undo first. And since in this problem we have the 2 that's being multiplied and the 8 that's being subtracted, we're going to undo the subtraction first because that's at the bottom of our order of operations list. So to undo minus 8, we will add 8. And remember, what we do on one side of the equation, we have to do to the other side as well. So I'm going to add an 8 on the right side. Now I'm just going to draw a line across so I can show my next step separately, which is simplifying everything that's above that line. So on the left side, the 2x is just going to stay the same. There's no other terms with x that we're going to combine it with. But with the minus 8 and plus 8, those are like terms. They're both numbers and we can combine them and they would equal 0. Normally, I would actually write a 0 underneath to show that they add up to 0. However, since that 0 is just going to end up going away anyway, let's just draw a line through these two numbers to show that they basically cancel each other out. So on the left side, I'm left with just the 2x to bring down. Now I work my way to the middle, and bring down the equal sign, and now over to the right side I have 34 plus 8, which is 42. So now our minus 8 is gone. Now we're just left with the 2 that we need to undo in order to isolate x. The 2 is being multiplied by x, and the opposite of multiplication is division. So I'll divide by 2 to get x by itself. And remember, we can use a fraction line to represent division so that we can keep our work nice and neat. Since I divide by 2 on the left, I'll divide by 2 on the right. And now I simplify both sides of the equation. On the left side, I have that 2 as a factor in the numerator and in the denominator. Those would simplify to just 1. I would have 1x left. But 1 times x is just x. So just like we drew a line to cancel out the x, we can do the same thing here. Draw a line to cancel out those 2's to show that we're left with just x on the left side. Now in the middle we have our equal sign. 42 divided by 2 on the right side gives us 21. And now we have our solved equation. We have our variable x that's isolated. It's by itself on that side. We have our equal sign in the middle, and we have a number on the other side to show us that x is equal to 21. But we're not done yet. Remember, when it comes to equations, you can always tell if your answer is correct by checking your answer. So let's do that. We're going to start with our original equation, except instead of writing our variable x, we're going to substitute our answer in for x, since we think that x is equal to 21. So instead of 2 times x, I'll write 2 times 21, and then minus 8 equals 34. Now I'm going to simplify that left side of this equation and see if it does give us the same as the number on the other side. So here, since we have 2 steps to do, we're going to follow the order of operations in its normal order, since now we're simplifying, we're not solving. So multiplication gets simplified first. 2 times 21 would give us 42, and then bring down the rest of the equation. Now we simplify the subtraction. 42 minus 8 does give us 34. We have 34 equals 34. That's a true equation. And true equations tell us that our answer was correct. So x is equal to 21. And now we have x over 7 plus 3 equals 5. And remember, fraction represents division, so that's the same as saying x divided by 7 plus 3 equals 5. Let's go ahead and get started with solving this one. Draw a line down the middle so we can see which side the variable is on. It's on the left side, so I need to undo the 7 and the 3. If I follow my order of operations in reverse, it tells me that the addition is going to get undone first, and then we'll undo our division. So to undo the plus 3, we will subtract 3. Do the same thing on both sides of the equation, and now we simplify to see what we're left with. Okay. On the left side, the plus 3 minus 3, that equals 0, so they cancel each other out. So I just have the x over 7 to bring down. My equal sign in the middle, and on the right side I have 5 minus 3, which is 2. So now I just need to undo that 7. And x is being divided by 7. The opposite of division is multiplication, so I need to multiply by 7. And remember, write that 7 up by the numerator to show that we are multiplying by 7. Do the same thing on both sides. Now on the left side, to simplify that, 7 at the top, 7 at the bottom of the fraction, they're going to cancel each other out. It basically just simplified to 1, so it'll be 1x, which is just x. So cancel those out, and we're left with just x. Equal sign in the middle. 2 times 7 gives us 14 on the right. Our equation is solved because our variable is isolated on one side of the equal sign, and we have a number by itself on the other side. And now we check to see if our answer is correct. Okay, so we're going to take our original equation, substitute 14 in for x. Okay, and now we simplify following the order of operations in its normal way. 14 over 7 is 14 divided by 7, so that becomes 2. Now we have 2 plus 3, which is 5. So on the left side we have 5. On the right side we have 5. 5 equals 5. That's a true equation. So our answer is correct.